So I've been getting a DM a lot lately, and honestly, I think I've got this fairly consistently since I become a business coach. And the question is always, where do I find clients? I'm broke, I'm going bankrupt, I need money, I need to find clients like ASAP. Now, this is actually a super loaded question. And when people ask me this, I usually can tell that maybe they haven't been in the online world for very long. This is no shade to them. It's just that the inexperience shows because saying, where do I find clients, is actually a huge question. Now, I want to talk about today like 5 different places you can get clients. But the problem with this is you really do need something in place first before you can convert a client, right? So before you can convert a lead into a paying client. And that, my friend, and I've talked about this on the podcast before, is a warm audience. Cold leads don't convert. They need to be warmed up and they need to go hot. And what I mean by that is a cold lead is someone who doesn't really know you, they don't trust you, they don't like you. They maybe just have awareness around you because they found you through a Facebook ad or through an Instagram post on their explore feed, something like that. Now, once they're warm, it means that they know you and they like you. They're engaging with you. They think you're cool. They're following your content. They are seeing you as an authority. When they're hot, this is where leads turn into clients. This is because they are interested in working with you. They are inquiring about your services and they are looking to take the next step. Leads never go from cold to hot. There's always that warm piece that happens in the beginning. Now, something I will say is they don't necessarily have to be these warm leads for months and months. Sometimes someone can go from cold to warm to hot in an hour, right? So just keep that in mind. Everyone has different purchasing behaviors. I'm sort of that person. Like, I don't need a lot of information to make a decision. If I'm looking for a solution, I will find a solution and I will buy it if I feel like it's the best fit. Other people will take longer. An example is I just did a launch last month. And I always do a little deep dive on all the people who purchase. I look at their account on my email marketing software and I look at, okay, when did they come onto the list? How long have they been on the list for? And I had people who found me through my ad, meaning that they found me through a Facebook ad, they came to the 1 hour training and then they bought. So they went from cold to warm to hot very quickly. But then I also had someone who joined my list in 2019. And so what is that? 6 years. They were on my list for 6 years before they bought anything from me. So it all exists. It's all possible in the realm of cold to warm to hot. But a warm audience is truthfully what allows you to make clients on a consistent basis. The big influencers out there, the Amy Porterfields, the Michael Stelzners, the reason why they can essentially sell anything, they could literally package a piece of dog shit and probably make sales, is because they have a huge warm audience. And that's what they've been building over the past decade or more. So, as an online business owner, as a new online business owner, if you want to get clients, you really have to focus on building the warm audience. Now, unfortunately, in 2025, it's become increasingly difficult to build that warm audience. And for some people, they actually sit in warm a lot longer. It's becoming less common that someone's going to find you through an ad and buy the next week. It's definitely not impossible. There are things you can put in place to actually build that relationship and kind of move them along that path. But you really need that warm audience. And I don't think people realize how important that is. So when people say, I need to get clients now, I need to make sales fast, what is going to make that possible for them is whether they have a warm audience or not. If they don't have a warm audience, this is really difficult because we're basically asking, can you please help me, turn these like people who don't know me or like me or trust me into sales now? So what we always want to do as business owners, if we want clients and we want consistent clients, is to constantly be thinking about building the warm audience. And that means showing up consistently on your various social media platforms. That means having a social media strategy. So sharing all different types of content. I've talked about this on the podcast. lots about the different types of content you should be sharing: stories, values, opinions, hot takes, connection. We want to start conversations. We want to reply to comments. For example, I welcome all new followers who follow me on Instagram and try to start a conversation with them. Right? We want to have long form content. Something else I have discussed on the podcast a lot. So things like a podcast or a YouTube channel or a blog post, just a way to engage your people in a longer time frame, meaning that it's not just a quick 7-second reel. It's not just a carousel post that they swipe through quickly. They're actually sitting down with you and reading or listening or watching and going deeper with you on a topic. That's a really good way to cultivate a warm audience. Retargeting ads. This is something that I teach inside Health Coach Accelerator. Basically, we take our long form content and we constantly engage our warm audience. So if you have people on your list, you have people engaging with your Facebook and Instagram content, every time they go on social media, they're seeing a link to your long form content, because ultimately that helps cultivate the warm audience and keep it warm. So getting clients right now, I've heard this from a lot of people, feels way harder than it used to be. And there's just a lot going on, not only in the world, but in the online space. In the world, we're dealing with all kinds of weird macroeconomics. We're in a cost of living crisis. A lot of people, are struggling to afford things. People have less disposable income. And then we have things like tariffs, like all these different things that are making things more expensive. So we do have those macroeconomics, which are just making people take longer to make decisions, making people a little bit more hesitant to buy. And then we're also dealing with trust recession, which I've honestly spoken about ad nauseum, but it's always worth re-mentioning because it's so important. There's more skepticism in the online world, right? Consumers just don't trust online products, online services the way that they used to. This is because they've done programs before and they haven't gotten results. They were let down by the coach or let down by themselves. The market is more sophisticated, meaning that they understand the funnel that they're in. This is not their first webinar. This is not their first lead magnet, right? So they've seen it before. And then obviously the algorithm reach is down. So organic warm up is slower. Right? People are really numb to surface level content, and that depth really matters, right? Like cold DMing is actually a strategy that I used to teach, believe it or not, because it worked. And I'm sure it can still work if you are willing to do it at a crazy volume. But it doesn't work so much anymore because so many people do it, and people are really just sick of getting cold DMs from 21-year-olds who are like, I'll help you get 10 clients and make $10,000 in the next 3 days or whatever it is. So people have their guard up with that sort of marketing. So it's just become harder to acquire clients. It doesn't mean that you can't be successful and you can't acquire clients. It just means you need to double down on the things that work, because truthfully, the foundations of client acquisition, the foundations of marketing and sales are the same and will never change. We just need to do it better. Okay. So when it comes to acquiring clients and getting clients, and when you say, how do I find clients? How can I make fast sales? It's a loaded question. It always comes with this very long explanation, because fast sales and getting clients always connects to your efforts into building your warm audience. The reason why I can send one email and make a sale is because I have a warm audience. And it's because I've worked really hard to build one over the years. And it takes time to build a warm audience in certain numbers. And that's okay, but it does pay off if you stick with it. So let's talk about 5 places to get clients. Now, the number one, and this is obviously the lowest hanging fruit, is past clients. They're already warm. They've already worked with you. They've already trusted you once. They already have paid you once. So sometimes the fastest way to get new clients is to reconnect with past clients, right? You could offer them something new. You could check in with them. You could say, hey, how's it going, right? I actually think past client outreach is really important. Now I'm talking to myself here as well, because I think I could do a lot better than this. But we have people come through HCA and they don't join our membership and they go off into the world. Well, we should actually be following up with them and being like, hey, how's it going with your business? Do you still need support? Like we're still here to support you. I think that's actually really important. Maybe you could create a new offer for them, right? I think it's always important to constantly reach out to past clients, because if you're someone who's been online for a year, maybe more, maybe there is somebody in your clientele who you are no longer working with you who'd be happy to work with you again in the same way or in a different way. But again, warm audience, right? My favorite, and this is a big part of how I make money in my business, is online events. Now, there's a lot of chatter out there like webinars are dead, live events are dead. I mean, these things aren't dead. I just think it's harder to get people to sign up for them. And that's also because of everything we talked about. People have been to webinars before. They've probably been to a lot of bad webinars. So they're less hesitant to show up to another webinar. It doesn't mean they don't work. The big people in the industry still do them. And if they didn't work anymore, we would see those people not doing them anymore. So webinars, mini trainings, challenges, that sort of thing. I think these are a great way to build rapport. My multi-day challenge is such a big moneymaker because people get to spend a lot of time with me. I have the opportunity because of the time frame to provide immense amount of value, and then I actually do coaching. I coach people. I actually give people a taste of what it's like to work with me, which really helps break through that skepticism, right? Because a lot of people are hesitant to buy when they don't actually know what it's like to work with the coach. So I think online events are still great. Now, obviously, if we want people to sign up for our events, we need that warm audience. But once you have that warm audience, it is a great way to build trust. Not only is it a great way to convert and make sales, but it's a great way to grow your list as well, right? We can promote that live event on our social media. We can promote it through ads, and we can actually get people onto our email list. So even if they don't buy, they might buy further down the line. Because a trend that I am seeing is that often people need to attend an event multiple times before they're ready to buy. So I always do, like I said, a deep dive when I have a launch, right? I look at all the people who bought, I look at how they came onto the list. A lot of times what I'll see is that somebody has attended the same event 3 times. Somebody has attended the same webinar multiple times. And I just think it takes a bit of time to sink in. People just want to spend a little bit more time with you before they feel safe and comfortable buying. Okay. The third way to get clients is direct message. I think DMs are amazing. I think I make so many sales in the DMs, and I'm not talking about cold pitching. I'm talking about nurturing conversations. If people have reached out to you, being really diligent to follow up with people. An example, sometimes I get people coming into my DMs and saying, I really want to do your HTMA course. I'm just finishing my certification program and, but I want to do it next. And I'll just chat with them and I'll say, great. Like, when are you finishing your certification program? And they'll be like, oh, I'm finishing it in May. I will actually set a reminder and I'll follow up with them in May and be like, hey, Jane, how did it go with your certification program? Were you able to get certified? And I'll start a conversation with them again and see if they are still interested in my program, right? That is a great way to follow up and see if you can transform a conversation into a sales conversation, right? So I always welcome new followers. We follow up with people who've commented, we follow up with people who've liked, and really every single interaction on your social media is an opportunity to start a direct message, which could potentially lead to a sales conversation. And the way that I teach things in HCA, we don't always sell on a discovery call. We also teach people how to sell in DMs because you don't always need the call. So go into your DMs and start to follow up with people who you've had conversations with in the past. This is actually a great place to get clients. All right, number 4, low cost consults or low ticket offers as a lead in to your bigger offer. Now, I've seen this to work really well. I've done this in my own business. I actually have a business audit that works quite well. It's low priced and people can get me to audit their business. And sometimes these people will become HCA clients because, again, this speaks to the skepticism of the market. People have worked with practitioners before. They've probably spent thousands on LabWorks or functional doctors, and they are no further along than when they started. But maybe they could book like a $200 consult or $47 consult or audit or something like that with you. And you can show them like how much you know and how much you can help them. And the goal being that they feel like, wow, I got so much more in this, hour consult or this 30-minute audit than I did in like 2 years working with my doctor. And then they're going to be more likely to upgrade into your higher ticket program. Now, this doesn't work for every business. Sometimes it's better to lead with the high ticket, but I think we're at a time in the online world where everything deserves testing. We might as well test everything. So this is something you could offer your email list, your social media, and make a little bit of money on the low cost consult or the low cost audit, whatever it is, and then see if you can upgrade into your higher ticket program. But again, this also relies on having a warm audience. All right. Another thing that I've been doing a little bit lately, something I call no pitch events. So this is basically sort of a live Zoom call. It's very casual. You have like a theme. Like sometimes I'll do a sales theme, sometimes I'll do a content theme. So, for example, maybe you do like a detox theme, something that's relevant to your audience that they would be interested in. And, it's just a small group of people on Zoom, camera on, and you just doing a little bit of teaching and then doing a little bit of coaching. Again, it gives people a taste of what it's like to work with you and what it's like to be coached by you. And I really believe that's what people need to buy, is just a little bit of a teaser, a little bit of a test, right? And so I think a no pitch event could be a really great way to get a client. Now, you might be like, well, if it's no pitch, how am I getting a client? Well, ultimately, usually when you're on a call like this, it almost sort of doubles as a group sales call. Usually people will naturally ask you, if you've given them good advice, like what it's like to work with you. And you can keep track of who shows up, right? You can set up a Zoom meeting that requires registration so you know who came. You can actually manually follow up with people and be like, hey, I saw you on the call. Like, did I get your question answered? Curious. Are you looking to get support with this? Would you be interested in working together further? Right. So you can do this in a few different ways. You can follow up with people. Like you can essentially, you still do a pitch, but it's really light, where you might just say something like, if you're interested in just learning more about the ways you can work with me, just drop your email in the chat and I'll follow up with you later. Right. So it can be a very casual. So I call it no pitch events, but there's always a pitch, even if it only lasts 1 minute, but you're not doing a formal pitch. All right. Okay. So those are 5 different ways that you can get clients, but hopefully you'll see like it really does rely on getting the warm audience. So if you are new, I know it might feel really hard to get clients, but you are planting seeds, you are building an audience, you are building your clientele. And we are really cultivating that warm audience so that when it comes to a time in your business where you're like, man, I need a cash injection right now, you can just send out a few emails, make a few social media posts, and get those sales, which is all very possible when you have a warm audience. You just need to play the long game and be committed to growing it. All right, my friend, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Wealthy Coach Podcast. I will see you next Monday, same time, same place, where I help you become wealthy AF.